What's up, y'all? Marjack79 here. I just saw The Joker like a second ago. I just got out of the theater, just got back home. Non-spoiler review. Let's do it, man. So I want to start out this review kind of with a little bit of backstory. So I mean, of course, with all the ads and all the commercials and stuff, they're saying movie of the year. It's already trying to receive Oscar nods. This is the best Joker of all time. Before I saw this movie, Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight was by far my favorite representation of the Joker, with Mark Hamill's animated Joker and the Batman Arkham series Joker pretty much being a very close second, but definitely Heath Ledger's Joker was my favorite of all time. So definitely the big question was this Joker able to match up to the majestic reference or revelation that was Heath Ledger's Why So Serious Joker? And the short answer is yes, absolutely, man. This portrayal of the Joker, giving the Joker an origin story, easily one of the most brilliant, comic book movies I've seen in the past 10 years, man. It was absolutely brilliant. I honestly really don't have anything negative to say about it, so I think we'll just take it from the top and just go through each section one by one. So let's start off with character development. Definitely the story is centered on the Joker. I mean, it's the Joker story first and foremost. From start to finish, the story stays centered around the Joker. So there's definitely not really any major side characters in this film. You have a bunch of supporting actors and actresses that influence the Joker in one way or another, either positive or negatively, mostly negatively. Definitely my favorite is probably the quote-unquote girlfriend relationship. That was definitely my favorite side character. There is so much mind effery with that whole dynamic. It's insane what the producers and screenwriters were able to come up with for her character. Really very appreciative to have gotten to witness the absolute, like I said, mind f that is her character. So yeah, definitely the mother, I mean, as you see in all the trailers and stuff, she's like meant to kind of showcase like a creepy, kind of a weird influence on his life, and she definitely fulfills that role 100%. I won't really go into anything story related obviously here, but just know that she has a major impact on his character development that causes him to go over the edge. And also, in the trailers and whatnot, it's kind of portrayed that Thomas Wayne is kind of the villain in this film as well. It depends on how you look at the film, because this is told from the Joker's point of view. So technically, from the Joker's point of view, I can see why he would think that Thomas Wayne is the villain. So it makes perfect sense, man. From a normal thinking individual and a functioning member of society, if you look at the big picture, you probably wouldn't see him as a villain, but in the psychotic mentality of the Joker, I can see why he would feel that way about him. I want to jump back and forth here. Let's talk about some of the controversy. So a lot of people was saying that this film is overly violent. Now, if I'm comparing it to like the likes of like Deadpool 2, Logan, the violence in this movie is not really that exuberant. I think the difference is the violent scenes that are in the Joker is of a very more serious tone, and it's not a laughing matter. Obviously, the violence that happens in this movie, it's not meant to be funny. It's not meant to be like an action set piece. It's meant to be like, oh okay. So where in like Deadpool and even Logan at times, the violence in there is just most supposed to be like a blowout extravaganza of seeing their abilities to come to the forefront of what they're able to do. Where the Joker it's just different. That's not the point of the violence in Joker. It's fleshed out. It's well explained, and there is a reason for it. So I mean, I'm appreciative for that, and I think a lot of people forget how violent the Joker actually is. I mean, he hasn't. I mean, his true form hasn't really been seen since The Dark Knight, on film at least. But I mean, if you watch like the animated series and like the DC animated movies, if you play the Arkham games, if you read the comic books, then you know how violent the Joker is. So I mean, it wasn't really a surprise to me. I don't, probably the people that are getting that upset over the Joker is just people that don't really know the character. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, I know a lot of people have also been asking if there's any interaction with Batman at all. The quick answer is no, and I really don't feel like that's a spoiler at all. I mean, it's just, no, there is literally no Batman in this film at all, and that is a good thing. This story is about the Joker, and I think the producers made a really confident decision on not including him in the film at all, just to focus the story centered on the Joker's origin story. Now, if we're jumping into story here, like I said, I'm avoiding spoilers, but the one thing that I can say about the story, that it is dark, it's understandable, and you don't really, the film kinda, like, it goes back and forth. It kind of wants you to feel bad for the Joker. Oh yeah, and his name is Arthur too. I don't even think I've even mentioned that thus far within the video, but his name is Arthur. It's like the film wants you to feel bad for Arthur. They want you to sympathize with him, but when he goes over the deep end, it's like he really starts to reveal the monster that he is. So it's not really, I mean, I think the story does a brilliant job of making you feel that, like, man, this dude really fell into a terrible life situation, but there's still no excuse for the carnage that he is causing to the city. It's no excuse for it. I mean, it could have been another answer. I mean, I know his life was pretty dire, but it's still no excuse for the atrocities that he's takes part of. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Some people might disagree with that. So I'm sure it's going to be some cynical people that agree with everything that he did, and that everybody that got what they deserved in the film got what they deserved, and it's going to be some people that are not going to understand that the things that are represented in the movie has happened in real life before, and it's still happening today in today's society. So it's quite a realistic take on the character that I think just came out so beautifully. And like one more major thing that I want to talk about, the ending. The ending is a huge mind death as well, because at one point it makes you think that this happened, and then at the next scene it makes you think that this happened. So the movie does this thing where, like, the Joker, it makes you like look at it from like the Joker's point of view, and then it makes you look at it from a regular person's point of view. So it's like they give you two separate endings, and I guess they're trying to like let you choose which one is the most representative of how you feel the story should end. And I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, very, very, very good, man. Very good. Now, in all the grand scope of Batman films, I honestly think this is the best Batman per se film since The Dark Knight, to be completely honest. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's definitely the most well put together film I've seen so far this year. Yeah, that's even better than Spider-Man and Endgame as well. I love those two films, and I still like Endgame and Spider-Man better, though those are more enjoyable films to me, per se. But if I'm looking at it from a reviewer standpoint, I can see why the Joker is getting so many Oscar recommendations. I mean, from the story, from the character development to the music. Oh yeah, man, the music. I didn't even talk about the music. Some of just the grittiness and the darkness, the dreary. Is that a word? Dreary? I don't know, but just the darkness and the cynical of the music. Just when he's going through what he's going through is so good. I mean, it keeps you on the edge of your seats. I mean, it does exactly what you want good music in the film to do. It's so good, man. But from that just to the violence and the representation of the character, and finally getting, I think, honestly, man, I really feel like this should be the Joker's official origin story. I don't know if they have decided to make it officially canon yet, but I really feel like this story is presented in such a brilliant manner that it should officially be considered the Joker's canon story. Now they're going to need to somehow incorporate the story into the comics and the video games and the animated movies and so on and so forth. But this was so good, man. So good. Like I said, I really don't have any complaints. I enjoyed the movie from start to finish. It wasn't an overabundance of side characters that I didn't like. It focused on exactly what I wanted it to focus on, which is the Joker himself. And it didn't seem like the movie was too long. I loved the music, I loved the screenplay, and I loved Joaquin Phoenix's performance of the Joker. Am I ready to say he was better than Heath Ledger? No, but man, he's damn close. He is damn close. I think Heath Ledger will always have a nostalgic place in my heart, because it was just such a shock at how good he portrayed the character. So he was kind of the first. I was never really a huge Jack Nicholson guy, because I feel like that came out when I was young, and I just really didn't get into it when I was a kid. Like The Dark Knight hit me like right at like perfect age. I think I was a senior in high school, and yeah, it was perfect age for me to fall in love with that portrayal of the character. And like I said, Mark Hamill's Joker, I grew up with the animated series, so he was always right there too. But this portrayal right here, man, to get like a good of a little under 2 hour portrayal of this Joker, to seeing how he became what he became, is so good. It's so good, man. Definitely he's going to get nominated for Best Actor. I would be absolutely shocked if he didn't at least get a nod. I don't know if he'll win, but he's definitely going to get the nod for sure. All right, man. And with that, I think we will end our non-spoiler review of the Joker. I'm gonna give it a week or so, and then we're gonna do our full spoiler discussion. I might bring some people in to help me discuss the movie too. I haven't decided yet, so stay tuned for that. As always, so if this video reaches 100 likes, I will do a DC Blu-ray giveaway or a Marvel Blu-ray giveaway. I haven't decided yet, but it'll be something comic book related giveaway. Might give away a figure. I don't know. But like I said, 100 likes, and then we'll talk about it. And as always, man, you can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until the next video, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch you guys later.